Hello students. In the last session we had started this chapter force and energy. In the last session we studied about the meaning of force, different types of forces. In this session we will be studying about simple machines and the types of simple machines. So let us immediately start. Simple machines are tools we use to make our work easier. So this definition we had studied in class 4 also. What are the different kinds of simple machines? There are 6 different kinds of simple machine. One is an inclined plane, other is wheel and axle. Then there is a pulley, screw, wedge and lever. So these are the different kinds of simple machine. Do you remember which kind of simple machine is this? As you all know, this is a scissor. But what kind of machine it is? It is a lever kind of machine. It is a lever because here there is a fixed point which we call as fulcrum. Let us study this further. Talking about lever consists of a rigid bar which is free to turn about a fixed point called as fulcrum. Fulcrum is a pivot point. Fulcrum is a pivot point. The effort, force, that is push or pull, is exerted upon one lever arm and the other lever arm will go up or down in opposite direction. Just like a seesaw. Everyone has played in the garden, and in the seesaw there is one fixed point in the middle which we can call as fulcrum, and on the either side kids play with each other. So you can apply the force so that the opposite arm moves upwards or downwards. Now the idea of lever is based on the three things. First is effort or force, then there is a distance, and then there is a balance. Downward force that the man applies to one end is called as effort. The lever's balancing point is called as a fulcrum. Okay, this is a part of the machine that does not move. Just like I gave you example of scissor or a seesaw. In the middle there is this fulcrum which does not move. It is fixed. The force is applied at different points from the load. Farther the fulcrum to the load, less force is needed to lift the load. And closer the fulcrum to the force, greater the force needed to lift the load. The force will move a shorter distance and the load will move a greater distance. There are three main types of levers. First one is a class 1 lever. The lever has a fulcrum in the middle. So here as you can see fulcrum is in the middle. Load and the efforts are on the either side. So here we apply the effort and here there is a load. So this scissor is an example of class 1 lever. Also seesaw is also another kind of example. Then in class 2 lever it has a load in the middle. So here there is a load, and in the second class lever the fulcrum is usually closer to the load. So where is the fulcrum? In this case this is the fixed point. As you can see, this is a fixed point over here. So this is a fulcrum and this is the load. Okay, and this one is a pivot point. So here there is a force. This is not a fulcrum. By mistake I called it as fulcrum. This is a force because here you will apply your efforts. So here there is an effort, in the between there is a load, and here there is a pivot point, or you can also call it as fulcrum. So here there is a fulcrum, here there is a load, and here there is a force. So in this case, as you can see, load is in between. Fulcrum and effort are on the either end. So this is a class 2 lever. Then comes a class 3 lever where fulcrum is on your side, force is in between, and load is at the other end. So force is in between fulcrum and load. So this is a class 3 lever. So a lever has the effort in the middle and load and fulcrum on the either end. So this is called as a class 3 lever. Now comes inclined plane. What is inclined plane? Whenever the surface is at certain angle, okay, it is called as an inclined plane. So a slope or a ramp can be called as inclined plane. A ramp used by a workman to push a heavy load on the wheels up into the truck. Ramps for wheelchairs, ramps to load luggage, escalator, all these are examples of the inclined plane. Okay, so road in the hills make, though it is a longer distance, but they're easy to climbing, right? They're easy for climbing. So that is an inclined plane. So this is one of the picture of an inclined plane where this worker is moving this load onto the truck. Okay, so he's making use of this inclined plane. So that's how inclined plane works. And then comes the exercise. So you can try this out at home. What are the different types of simple machines? Okay, so there are 6 different kinds, so you can write them. Then you have to define fulcrum, give examples of levers, and what are the different classes of lever. So class 1, class 2, and class 3. These are the different kind of levers. You have to write about them. So this is an exercise for you. I hope you understood today's topics, whatever we discussed. But if you have any doubt, please feel free to ask me. So you can put your comments in comment box and ask your doubts to me. So see you in next session with a new topic. Until then, take care. Bye bye.